Hey everyone, Chronicler177 here. This isn't my usual type of video, it's a little bit different, but somebody requested that I do this in one of the comment sections of one of my other videos, so I decided what the hell, I'd do it and maybe have a little fun doing it, and who knows, maybe you guys might like it. So, this is my Lego model of the New Republic K-Wing Starfighter. One of my biggest models and definitely one of the most complex that I've ever built. Took a lot of thought, a lot of renditions, but I really like the way it turned out. Little backstory on the ship itself. The K-Wing exists only in the Legends version of Star Wars. It was in a few of the books. It is a heavy assault starfighter manufactured by Coensayer, I think. I believe that's how you pronounce it. They most notably manufactured the Y-Wing starfighter for the Republic and the Rebel Alliance. So this is basically one of their next models meant to replace the Y-Wing. In the story, it did a pretty good job at that, but it was more of a heavy assault starfighter, I think, than a bomber. And it was so freaking big, you could barely classify it as a starfighter. When I first saw it, the images of it on Wikipedia, I fell in love with it immediately because it is big and ugly, and I just love big, ugly ships that are used by the Rebel Alliance or the New Republic. The letter wing models particularly, I just love them. And Lego obviously never released an actual set of this, so I figured, you know what the hell, might make my own, and I did. And here we are. I made it about a year ago, maybe less than a year ago. But it's good to be finally talking about it a bit more because I'm very proud of it. Onto the model itself. So the K-Wing usually seats 4 people. My version only sits 3, and there's a reason for that. The standard K-Wing model usually has a ball turret underneath the nose of the craft where a quad turbo laser cannon would be mounted. Now, it is extremely difficult to make an accurate ball turret, transparent in Lego, and it would be especially difficult to do it underneath the nose of the fighter where it is positioned without it looking ridiculous. So instead I opted for the same kind of weaponry, quad laser cannon, mounted under the gun, or mounted under the chin, but instead of being piloted by an actual gunner, it could just be used by the bombardier or maybe the pilot, or, I don't know, linked up to the primary gunner's cockpit or something like that, or who knows, even automatically piloted or anything like that. I think it looks a lot better than a ball turret would have looked on my model anyway, so yeah, that's a good thing. I'll get into detail a bit more about that later. Let me bring it forward here so we can have a better look at it. She is a heavy beast, but stays together pretty well for the most part, with a weak point being in the neck area, but still it's not that bad. You can pick it up here and just look how big she is. I mean, just damn. Big freaking ship, big freaking wingspan. We'll talk a little bit about the cockpit. I'm actually going to split it in half because in lore, the cockpit can actually break off as an escape pod, and mine is designed to do that, like so. We'll set the body aside and we'll look at the cockpit. That part usually stays together pretty well. It does create kind of a weak point in the structure of the ship, but as long as you're not too rough with it, it'll stay together. So I'm going to fold up the landing gear here. It folds up really nice, just like that. Almost perfect. I just really like the way it's put on there. Those struts there, it can go back a little bit. It usually stays just a little bit forward to match up with the landing skids on the main body of the fighter. But anyway, So here's the ball turret, or not the ball turret, but the quad turret. Has a full range of motion, go all the way around, and it can go up and down as well quite a bit. Something I really wanted to make sure on the quad cannons were that they would elevate together. That was kind of tricky to do, but I managed to do it with this rod here in the back. So it makes sure that they both move up and down and stay elevated at the same time. So yeah, that looks really nice. For the cockpit itself, we have the pilot seat, bombardier seat, gunner seat right there. Gunner seat turns all the way around. Cannons can move up and down a little bit, so he can cover the fighter from just about anywhere except from hitting below or directly behind, but the quad cannons can take care of that, so that works out pretty well. We'll take a look here. Cockpits come off quite easily. Just pop it off there. Oops. Take pilot out, and there's the inside. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see. I got weird lighting in here. Take off bombardier seat. God, you really don't want to. There we go. And inside the bombardier seat there, really like that control panel. We'll just pop those back on. And then the gunner's turret opens up just like so. Got a little control panel in there. He or she can come out. And that's more or less the entire cockpit nose of the ship. So we'll set that aside. Onto the more complex main body. Just big. I can't get over how big it is. Yeah, somebody's going to say in the comments that's what she said. Ha ha ha, you're very funny. Anyway, got the neck here. Stays together fairly well. Only part that really comes off easily is where I tend to grab it from, which is right along here. It just kind of pops off because it's all just one piece like that. But it goes back together pretty easily. I'm fairly proud of the engines. I don't think they're as big as they should be, but these are the pieces that I have, so you know, you work with what you got. These pieces in particular in the turbines, those are actually from the original Mega Bloks Hornet set. They came in really handy right here. Glad I had them. And then the rear, the top engine right here, it's got a little piece that came from the original Mega Bloks Pelican inside there for more of a turbine effect. Can't freaking see it with the lighting. Sorry, guys. Anyway, the K-Wing's body is armed with a ridiculous amount of weaponry. Let's see, we've got 4, 8, 16, basically 18 racks of payload. And I mean, we're not just talking bombs, we're talking torpedoes, counter nets, you know, plasma missiles, that sort of stuff. The K-Wing can outfit just about any sort of heavy strike weaponry and heavy ordnance. It makes it extremely versatile, and because they're all on these hard points here, so here, 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 ditto on the other side. You know what? I'm missing one. Whoops. I'll have to rebuild it later. Probably got lost in the move and it's gone forever. Oh well. Anyway, so because they're outfitted on those modular hard points, they are extremely easy to swap in and out for different types of weaponry and, you know, ordnance, depending on the mission the K-Wing is going into. It's something I really liked about the fighter, how easy it is to adapt to a whole bunch of different scenarios and take out really just about any target, you know, whether you're facing squadrons of fighters or a capital ship. I mean, I imagine these things could kill capital ships even better than the B-Wing could, and the B-Wing was built to destroy capital ships. I bet it could also do a pretty good job at bombarding land targets or something like that, or, you know, hitting specialized targets, making a weak point, that sort of thing. Let's flip it around here. Tilt it a little bit there so you can see a bit of the inner workings. The legs are held together here with a small combination of pieces. This part prevents it from it going too low. This part prevents it from going too high, and then the rubber band kind of helps keep it in place. Works out fairly well. Nice sturdy build, a little bit of inner mechanism right here holding the ends of the engines on, so that works out. And then the feet can turn a little bit, just a little bit, to adjust to different kind of, got a hair in there, just to adjust to different kinds of you know, landing sites, that sort of thing. So here's a comparison of the K-Wing compared to Koenseir's more previous and more popular model, the Y-Wing. As you can see, big size difference there. The K-Wing, it sports a lot more armament than the Y-Wing does, and is actually faster, despite the vast difference in size. The engines are more optimized for something that size, and it can use, if I recall correctly, some sort of special acceleration system called SLAM, which it can use in the atmosphere. I don't know. Look it up on Wikipedia. I'm sure you'll find it. But it's got a lot more armament, a lot more armor. It's faster. It's basically a better ship in every respect, with two big differences. One, its size. It's not going to be able to maneuver as easily as a Y-Wing would. Not that a Y-Wing maneuvers very easily, but, you know, it is much bigger and has a much bigger wingspan. Second, it does not possess a hyperdrive, unlike the Y-Wing. That does mean it can get rid of the R2 unit that the Y-Wing usually has, which, you know, because the Y-Wing doesn't need to calculate hyperspace jumps, but that also means there's no onboard repairs for the K-Wing, so, you know, this and that. It also means it must be deployed from a capital ship. It can't hyper jump into a combat area or go on long range missions or anything like that. So in that regard, the Y-Wing wins. This is the 2016 Rogue One model of the Y-Wing, by the way. Excellent, beautiful set. But we're not talking about it right now. We're talking about my K-Wing. And lastly, here is the K-Wing compared to the minifigs I have put with it. Fun fact, those are the Resistance bomber crew from the Last Jedi set, the Resistance bomber. Awesome freaking set, awesome freaking ship. But I just figured that those guys would fit my K-Wing just a little bit more. I like their outfits. I changed up their helmets a little bit, but other than that, yeah. It's so large. I'm very proud of this set. I can't overstate that. It's one of the pride and joys of my personal MOC collection. Looks really great next to my other models on my shelf and everything. Just really proud of it. I hope you guys let me know what you think of it, if you have any other questions about it, or, you know, if you want me to do anything more like this. I've got a lot of different MOCs and a lot of modified sets, mostly recolors, but just, you know, some things that are interesting if you wanted to see more of my collection, because I have a huge Lego and Mega Bloks collection for Star Wars and Halo. I also have some Bionicles put together, some some MOC custom Bionicles that I'm pretty proud of, if anybody wants to see anything like that. If there are any Bionicle fans out there still, hopefully I'm not the only one left. So yeah, just let me know in the comments if you want to see more stuff like this, or maybe you don't want to see anything more like this. But anyway, here's the K-Wing that you out in the comments asked for. I don't remember what your username was, but this is for you, because you asked for it. And I'm a good guy, and I try to do what people ask of me. So yeah, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. You guys have a great day. Hey everyone, Chronicler177 here. This isn't my usual type of video, but there's the cat. Yes. Yes. Hey everyone, Chronicler177 here, and what? Never gonna get this started if she doesn't fuck off. Jess, honey, I love you, but why here? Why now? It is a heavy assault starfighter manufactured by, I believe it's pronounced Cohensayer. What? Jess, what? Sights, that sort of thing. These turns.